What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Scotty, back with another YouTube video. I am going to be talking today. I know it's the bye week, but the Lions and the Vikings game. That we play on November 2nd. But first, the Vikings, we'll talk about them a little bit because they played yesterday and I didn't watch the game, but I caught bits and pieces, but they lost 10-30, I think, to the Chargers. It was not pretty, which helps the Lions out, actually, because the Vikings aren't looking like the Vikings typically look. Like last season, the Vikings, they went far. They made it to the playoffs as well. This year, with Carson Wentz, the Vikings are looking bad, like bad, worse than normal. Like Carson Wentz, I get it, he's Carson Wentz, but the Vikings have some good pieces. They have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Mason, that's the running back. I don't know why the Vikings are looking so bad. Like, they have good games and then they have bad games. The defense isn't bad all the time, but it's been looking atrocious the last few weeks. That being said, the loss yesterday should help the Lions when we face them on November 2nd. The Lions have a bye week, so that's also an advantage. It gives them an extra week to rest, recover our players' health, mindsets, mood, just recover and stay healthy or get healthy again. So I'm hoping by the end of the bye week we can get some of our starting defense back. But if not, I'm not worried about it because our offense should be better after this bye week because, yes, they did play bad they didn't play bad. They just struggled a little bit against the Tampa Bay defense. But against the Vikings defense, which has been looking terrible the last few weeks, I don't see us having a problem moving the ball against the defense of the Vikings. But that being said, we need to be able to allow our defense time to rest. So we cannot be doing quick 3-and-outs. I also like to see us keep the control of the ball a little more, ball possession on drives, so that way we can keep our defense off the field and our offense on. Because if we can keep our defense off the field, it's good because our defense is still a little hurt. We got young players in defense playing secondary right now, so the less time they're on the field, the better. Of course, we can't keep them off the field the entire game, but and I'm not really worried too much about the defensive line. We got Hutchinson, we also got Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell as linebackers, and a few. I think we also got Aleem McNeil as well. So I'm not worried about that. Offensive line and linebackers, no. Secondary a little bit, but not worried yet, because they played great last game, so I'm not worried about them yet. They seem to be able to hold their own, especially what's his name, White something. So, and then there was also like Barnes and a few others that were making excellent stops. So we'll see how they do against the Vikings offense, though. Carson Wentz, of course, it's Carson Wentz. He's gonna either be overthrowing or underthrowing. His accuracy sucks still. Jordan Mason is a little worried for me. He didn't do well yesterday. He only did like 14 yards rushing, I believe. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have too much problems with that though, because our run defense is still immaculate. It's strong, but Jordan Mason could surprise me. I know we struggle with mobile quarterbacks sometimes, but we all know Carson Wentz is definitely not that. So I don't see us having a terrible time against Carson Wentz and his Vikings. Now, we need to make sure we can get Justin Jefferson locked down. That's my biggest concern right now, because our defense is young. So Justin Jefferson, if not contained, he's going to have a field day. But on the other hand, you're also going to have to, Carson Wentz is going to be having to worry about sacks. I don't I do see Carson Wentz getting sacked at least 6 times against the Lions. And that's not an overestimate. That's just saying. Because we got Aiden Hutchinson, the sack master. We got Jack Campbell, Alexander Loney, Ali McNeil, no, he's on offense. Dan Skip was on offense, my bad. And then we got a few other players on defense, whose names are eluding me right now. But Taylor Decker, no, he's on offense too. My bad. Anyway, I'm not worried about it. I do think the Vikings are going to struggle. I do think, my prediction, the Lions, they're going to do better than the Buccaneers game. I'm going to say the Lions get back to putting up 30 points. So, I'm going to say the Lions put up 38 on the Vikings, and the Vikings will get at least 14. At least 14, because the Vikings can score when they need to, but they're also playing against a younger defense right now in the secondary, so that may not be to our advantage. But I was surprised last week, so I do think that defense can hold. We did against the Buccaneers, which was amazing, so we need to bring that same energy and same defense into this week, this next coming week. Not this week, but next week. And I think we will be fine. I think Jared Goff is going to do better. He threw a pick last game, not his fault. I mean, Amon Ross ran the route, but the cornerback for the Buccaneers predicted it and got in front of the ball, and Goff expected him to do a different thing than every other. So, but yes, I will say about Goff, he has 2 more picks this season, which is surprising. He's been playing some clean football recently, so surprised about that. But, you know, interceptions happen. That's part of the game. It sucks, but you can't do anything about it because it's going to happen. So all you got to do is pick it up from one game, do better the next game. Obviously, they're going to have to clean up a lot of things, but penalties, we need to make sure we play clean, crisp, efficient football. Limit the penalties. Less penalties on us, the better. Of course, unless you're the Chiefs, you're really not gonna be able to eliminate penalties for the entire game, because that's not possible. Something's gonna go wrong. There's gonna be a false start here, delay of game there, offsides here. There's always gonna be at least one penalty on a team, unless you're the Chiefs, of course. But we all know what those frauds are. But yes, I think the Lions have an excellent shot of putting the Vikings away. The Lions do, I think, have an easy chance of getting to 6-2 this coming week next week against the Vikings. Of course, it's not going to be too easy because it's the NFL. Anything can happen. Nothing is easy. But it's going to be one of the easier games on the Lions' schedule right now from what I've been able to watch when I've watched the Vikings play and the Lions play. Vikings look bad. They don't look organized. They look in a state of recession. So I do think the Vikings are going to struggle a lot. And if the Vikings aren't able to hold down Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Gibbs, David Montgomery, Isaac Tesla, Jared Goff, if he doesn't get sacked and has time to throw in the pocket, it's going to be a problem for the Vikings. But as a Vikings hater, because of my rival, Vikings demise, please. We did it last season. I think we beat them like 3 times, 2 times in the regular season, and then we knocked them out of the playoffs. So I'd like to see that happen again. And then we also have to play the Packers one more time, and then we have to play the Bears one more time, which is towards the end of the season. I think the Bears game is the very last game of the season we play. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Lions hand the Bears another L, and I'm hopefully that when we play Green Bay, we can give them an L too to make up for that first game where they beat us somehow. But yeah, that's it for me. So if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like, the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. turn those notifications all the way up to all, so you never miss new and exciting updates from me when I go live, post new videos, stuff like that. And keep up with all the latest fishing and football content that I give. But until then, have a great day, YouTube, and I will see you all at the next video.